And what is an entrepreneur? ما هو المؤسس بدون سوقة تجارية هو بنفسه. يعني what is an entrepreneur without his personal brand? It is everything. اليوم if you're not comfortable with people, if you're not comfortable with networking, if you want to stay in the back room, you will not grow. I mean, and this is something that was told to me, and it is, you know, documented by a guy called Steve Wozniak, which was Steve Jobs' founder in Apple. Steve Wozniak was the hard skills guy. Now sometimes it's in two people, and sometimes it's in one. If you don't have it in you as one person, find your, يعني look at it like a coin. عرفت علي? So it's two sides of a coin. So if you are a very hard skills person, you want to stay in the background, you want to work, you want to create ideas, products, etc. And you are uncomfortable with people. Either get comfortable, move the discomfort to comfort, or find your twin. Find your soft skills twin. It could be a person, it could be a woman, it could be anyone, it could be your family, it doesn't matter. Somebody that believes in the product, and they will continue to, you know, succeed in this journey with you. It's a very good question. Thank you for asking. Any other question? Who laughed at me when I said Jim? You. You have to ask me. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Any other question you'd like to? Yes. صرخ صرخ. Entrepreneurship has to be loud.
يعطيك العافية.
Thank you, sir.
سؤالين. أول شيء كيف بعرف إنه الجرو هيلثي ولا بطيء؟ يعني لازم I have to change. شيء ثاني إذا أنا عملت مثلا برودكت وبعد ما عملت برودكت لقيت كل حدا عامل نفس البرودكت، أو يعني صار في فجأة بعد ما عملته حسيت إنه كل بيعمل نفس الشيء. وين بحس إنه لازم أغير برضه ولا stick أو يعني grow the business as is.
Look, أول شغلة indicators of growth and success. You have to set them, but you have to set them على شيء موجود حواليك. يعني أنا اليوم جيت قلت بدي أفتح شركة، شغلة هالشركة إنه أنا أطور شقفة من أمازون for example. Okay? I need to understand what is the limit of my business. يعني أنا إذا أجت اليوم في 1.5 مليون عميل بفوت على أمازون بالإمارات، السيلينج تبعي 1.5 مليون، وين بدي بلش؟ إذا ببلش من 1000 I want to see my 2,000 and 3,000. So I want to see the progress. You can start with one person, but you need to find the progress that is growing. So بتحط السيلينج. يعني أنا كلنا بنعرف قديش في عندهم أمازون for example subscribers. لقينا 1.5 مليون. أنا I want to gain subscription like Amazon. بلش ب1000. If it took me 10 months to make the 1,000, then I look internally. It shouldn't take me 10 months to get 1,000 customers. It should take me 1 day. So my problem is my product. I need to understand what is my product. I need to know if I am actually making a difference or fixing a problem. كلنا بنطلع بأفكار يمكن ما يكونوا أفكار ناجحة أو مطلوبة. You shut down. You rethink. You go back to the drawing board and say, why I am better, why I am different. And if you can't answer these questions, know for a fact you are not better and you are not different. Don't waste your money. Do more study and do more analysis on this kind of business. Most of the time, this is what we call the thinker syndrome. Everyone who thinks that the business started after they started it, it's wrong. They started to see it only after they started. It's already been there. So I think failure to recognize that your business existed is something that is about research, understanding, doing your due diligence, look as much as you can, find in every hole. It's a thinker syndrome. أنا بلشت شركة قلت خلاص طلعت حلمت فيها قلت نهار ما حدا غيري عملها بس عملتها كلهم غاروا مني طلعت أنا الكوكو أنا اللي مش عارف وين نبش أنا اللي مش عارف وين لاقي. So most of the time it's my problem. You have to depend on your knowledge, but you have to also depend on other people's knowledge. يعني you use resources. Don't think you are gonna create a business alone. نحن we're not in 1920 anymore. Nobody is doing a business like 100 years ago. Today, creating a business requires a strong idea that answers one question: whose problem I'm trying to fix. Find the person you're trying to fix the problem for, and you have a business. But this is not the hard work, this is the start. The hard work is how can I fix it best? How can I fix it fast? Planning, initiating, execution, follow-up, customer satisfaction. So there's many stages in making your business successful. Last thing is that's gonna get you back the first thing, which is customer satisfaction. Referral is the biggest support for businesses. If people, شو اسمك? بخيت? If people told me بخيت is great in this, I will come back to بخيت. And that is what customers in millions is about. So if you're doing a business like delivery, anything you want, if you have reviews, referrals, it's a big success for you. And that's what we try to look for in business. This is our gold ribbon. You know? كيف تاخد شهادة? This is your only testimony in business. People's referrals and people's positive reviews. أكيد لا. Sometimes 60 منتج بضيعك أكثر من منتج واحد. وبتحط بقلبه شوية services. يعني اليوم look at Telegram. Telegram is 16 employees. Come on. 16 موظف تليجرام اليوم. يعني اسأل 200 ما عم بفهم. So اليوم you look at two different companies and you see how one started smart and is going to add layers of technology on it. Yes? You want a microphone? When? Can you give microphones or?
All right, thank you. The other time you were speaking about personal brand.
Yes.
As a leader, as the founder of a business. So I have a coaching business, and it's always around my personal brand. I got tired of that.
You got tired of it?
Yes. And
okay.
I wanted to scale it into a full-time business. So I developed the entire business into an AI platform that can help other people like me to carry out the same business that I do. Now, the issue is, when it comes to marketing, it's a lot at this moment. And scaling from personal brand into a full-scale business, it's different from what I used to do. Can you help with the process of actually making this business work as a full-scale business, not entirely dependent on myself?
Look, you entered the business of what we call soft skills.
Yes.
Your business, by default, requires soft skills, which means an individual. You use technology to help you accelerate your business. And I mean, I do not the same. I work in personal branding. I help CEOs define themselves digitally. But without me, it will never work. And I accepted this fact. So I've created a system that helped me take the minimum time of work where the maximum time I spend with my clients. So I need to say, okay, my limit is 80 clients. These 80 clients are enough. If I'm working with them, I'm very happy. Now, what system I need to build so I maintain presence with these clients and everything else works in the background? That's how I have identified my frame. Now, if I want to take 400 clients, what do? I create 5 people like me. I either employ people like me or I train people to become with their different, personalities, and I will have 400 clients. Because you've entered a soft skills business, if I'm not here, who's going to make the talk? Who's going to have the coaching? Who's going to create the discussion? Who's going to moderate the event? So business in soft skills is multiplied by the same personality, different person. So your kind of business, I would recommend find a business partner. So look at law firms. Law firms, they have the person's name as a law firm. And then they get another partner and then become a senior partner. They become two names, then 3 law names. Then they become 5 initials. Why? Because it is a soft skills business. And that's what we have to accept. So by multiplying your model yourself, or finding other people with different attitudes. So if let's say you're a great coach for the medical practice, you'll find a great coach for architectures. You'll find a great coach for marketing or advertising. So you need to multiply. That's the source of evolution, to multiply. So it is the same source of evolution in your business.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Any more questions? No questions. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Join me in thanking Patrick Samaha for joining us today at the Leaders Majlis.
Thank you,
everyone,
everybody.
for joining.
Thank
so
you,
much.
Alec. Thank you. Trends, promoting trends.